This is Gus Summers, and you're watching In-Show Celebrities. This is the time I take every Monday to share with you some of my favorite films and actors. This week, we have the inimitable Miss Audrey Hepburn. This Hollywood icon not only influenced Hollywood, but the world with her acting and her fashion. It's incredible that even today, she's still recognized as a fashion icon. First up is one of those films that I know. All these films I'm going to mention are part of everyone's library and rank up there as among everyone's favorite films. First up, Roman Holiday. She stars as a young princess who wants to escape the trappings of all the responsibilities of being a princess and just be an ordinary girl and just experience life in an ordinary way. And she encounters this news reporter who at first just wants a story, but then begins to see her in a different light and see how wonderful and beautiful she is, and the relationship they build, and ultimately the heartbreak that they have to endure is just heart-wrenching for those of us watching. Her co-star, another Hollywood icon, Mr. Gregory Peck. Yes, I think it was beautifully acted, and just the chemistry between them, I think it was just beautiful. And I know everyone agrees what a wonderful film it was. Just a couple of those side notes. From that film, she garnered not only a Golden Globe win, a BAFTA win, and an Academy Award win for Best Leading Actress, and she was only 24. Fantastic. They already knew from that first movie that she was going to be something great. Well, as a side note, along the same topics, Gregory Peck. I think this speaks volumes for the type of a man he was, his character. As he was watching her act and watching the dailies, originally he was going to get top billing, only him. It was going to be Gregory Peck and in Roman Holiday. But as he was watching the dailies and watching her, he said, "She's fantastic. We will do ourselves a disservice by not helping her in her career and promote her." And it was because of him that her name came alongside of his in all the press materials. Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck in Roman Holiday. It was because of him. And I think, wow, again, that speaks volumes of his character and how comfortable he was in his own skin and his ability as a movie star and as an actor. He goes, "I have no problem raising her up alongside of me." Again, like I said, it just speaks volumes for him. Next up is another film, again with two of Hollywood iconic actors. Sabrina. She plays this young girl, daughter of the chauffeur of a wealthy family. She leaves, comes back from culinary school, and no one recognizes her. And she was always in love with the younger brother, and he never paid attention to her because she was the little girl. But now that she's grown and as a woman, he notices her and doesn't recognize her at first, and then he does, and then they start building this relationship. The younger brother, Mr. William Holden. Yes, I think he was perfect for the role of this, the jet setter, the suave guy that, sweeps women and her off her feet, and it beautifully acted. And then there's the older brother who's trying to drive a wedge between this relationship. Because William Holden's character is meant to marry another family's daughter, and they're supposed to have this family and business venture, or what have you, and he's trying to drive them apart. The older brother, wonderfully portrayed by, yes, Bogey himself, Mr. Humphrey Bogart. I think we're accustomed to seeing him, as the gritty and tough guy, and he is in this, but I think he reveals a sensitive side. He plays the tough guy, the businessman, in a different way than you normally would see, the tough businessman, uncaring, but he cares. He cares about his brother. He cares about the relationship. You just see more emotion in there. At least I do. I can see how, beautifully portrayed by him. Bring you forward a little bit. Another great movie, suspense, intrigue, murder, all this stuff. Yes, I'm talking about Charade. Yes, she's her character is a widow. Her husband died, and everyone thinks that she knows where he has all the money hidden. So everyone's trying to manipulate her and find out what she knows. Her co-star, Mr. Cary Grant, another one of my favorite actors. I think he was perfectly cast in this, as the older gentleman, and I just love the relationship they had. She was interested in him. She's too young for him, which is fascinating. As a couple side notes, he didn't want to be a part of the film because he felt there was too big of an age difference, and originally he was supposed to be interested in her and she not him, but he said no, I'm too old for her. It was because of him that they changed that around, that she would be interested in him and him not her. So then he agreed to the role. And on another side note, this should have been their third outing, because originally they were supposed to be paired in 2 other films. And real quick, I can give you a guess. Yes, it should have been in Roman Holiday and Sabrina. He was going to be cast, alongside her in Gregory Peck's part, and Sabrina as Humphrey Bogart's part. But he turned it down, and but he said yes to this after they changed the film. And again, one of those wonderful films of intrigue and such, and of course always beautifully acted. Another film, and this film, which is amazing to me, that it not only had an impact in Hollywood, in the world, back when it was made, but even till today. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yes, I mean, you just watch that, and you're rooting for them, and you're feeling the pain that they feel and seeing their life choices between her and her co-star, and you're just wanting the best for them. And her co-star, yes, the brilliant George Papard. Yes, he's a fantastic actor. I mean, when you see him in other movies, you just see him. Wow, look what he brings to the screen. Of course, many of us know him from his television series, The A-Team. But what a wonderful, wonderful actor, and what a fantastic film that still endures today. You can see pictures of her with her cigarette or standing in front of the window looking at the jewelry. And just again, what a wonderful film. And last up, I think it's again, if I know all these films rank up there as some of your favorites, but this last one I know is definitely there. My Fair Lady. How can you not love the transformation of the flower girl into, basically a princess? I think it's wonderful. I love the singing. There are scenes that are just, again, iconic for Hollywood. I do not know anyone who has seen the film but doesn't try saying, "The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain." I know everyone's trying it and has tried it. Her co-star, another Hollywood icon, Mr. Rex Harrison. Fantastic actor. I think he portrayed Professor Higgins beautifully. I don't know if I could picture anyone else as Professor Higgins. I love the whole scene. She's got it. She's got it. By George, she's got it. Wonderful. And of course, I also want to mention their other fellow co-star, Mr. Wilford Hyde-White as Pickering. I think that entire cast was beautiful. I love the scene when Rex Harrison and Wilford Hyde-White first meet, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm going to India to meet somebody." "Well, I'm here to meet the professor." Then they realize it's each other they're supposed to meet, and they go, "Pickering, Higgins," and they're just shaking their hand. I think it's just beautiful. The whole film is beautiful, especially like the scene when, she dons on that white outfit and it's talking about influenza, and and it's just beautiful. It's perfectly spoken, but the grammar, the grammar is horrible. But again, these films are just all Hollywood at their best. They mentioned them again: Roman Holiday, Sabrina, Charade, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and My Fair Lady. I mean, what a wonderful legacy this beautiful, wonderful actress has left us. I mean, she can be held up as a model for actors today to look back and say, look at what you can aspire to. Well, that's all I got for today. This is Gus Summers, and you've been watching In-Show Celebrities. This is where I share with you every Monday my favorite films and actors. And of course, look for us every Thursday for the In-Show from 1 to 2, where I bring on guests and they just talk about their projects and whatever it is that we talk about. And of course, you can find us at theinshow.com, where you'll be able to see the link to this celebrity show, and also find the link for our Listen Online for our Thursday show. Of course, look for us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Flickr, all those great social media sites. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, Gus has left the building.